Okay, da sind wir wieder.
Genau.
Zurück. Und
schnell.
Wir müssen richtig Gas geben. 10 Minuten haben wir Zeit, dann muss er leider weiter.
Richtig.
Deswegen switchen wir gleich ins Englische, oder?
Exactly.
Okay, let's go on in English. We just introduced.
Yeah, I assumed as much. I'm not here to argue. I'm not from the territory.
Okay, who are you?
My name is Ryan Neal, aka PND Ketchup. Used to be a competitive Mortal Kombat player back in the day, and now I am a full-time commentator. Sorry, I meant competitor, player. You know what I mean. It's been a long day already. But yeah, so ex-player turned commentator. Now I do it full-time.
Awesome.
And you commentate on?
Primarily Mortal Kombat. So I'm mostly known for Mortal Kombat, which is why I'm here in the first place.
Camera's there.
Getting mixed up by the camera. But yeah, so Mortal Kombat is my main game. I also commentate Quake, Quake Champions.
Oh, cool.
Hopefully I'll be able to do some Doom Eternal stuff as well. But I'm in a fortunate position. You know, Mortal Kombat, Doom and Quake have always been my 3 favorite video games in general, and now I'm in a fortunate position where I get to work with almost all 3 of them. So yeah, it's going good so far.
It's quite a mixture.
It is. I mean, they're just the kind of games I grew up playing and grew a really big passion for. I grew up with Mortal Kombat my whole life casually and realized about the world of competitive, I think, in 2011 when Mortal Kombat 9 came out. And from that point on, yeah, it's just the people you meet, the friends you make. Yeah. It's a really big thing is competitive tournaments, and even Viennality 2019 is a really, really great event. And it's just a chance for everyone to kind of meet up and catch up with old friends, make new ones, and have some good games.
So have you been here before? Like how many times?
Yes, I went to Viennality last year for the Injustice Pro Series. It wasn't quite Viennality, but the same crew that made Viennality also did the Injustice 2 Intercontinental Championship Finals, which was actually the same venue, just a different name. So yeah, this is my 3rd time in Vienna.
Okay, awesome.
Amazing. Actually, you are answering all our questions.
It's so fast. It's so fast. Okay, but that's good. That's good. That's good actually.
So, Viennality is something special for you.
Yes, it really is like the home of Mortal Kombat. Like we have a bunch of different games here, and it's great to see because I love Tekken as well. I love Soul Calibur's a sick game, and we have players from all over for all the different games. But fundamentally, this is a Mortal Kombat major, and they really celebrate Mortal Kombat in all shapes and sizes. On the Friday, we had Mortal Kombat 1, 1992 classic MK. Finally had a tournament in EU after God knows how many years, and then Mortal Kombat X was really kind of a celebration of the game. And the reason we're all here, Mortal Kombat 11 for the pro competition, this is the 3rd stop. It's a very, very, very international event. We have players from France, Italy, obviously Austria, Germany, the UK, CIS in general, like Canada. It's a really multicultural event, and there's been, I think, in our top 8 for Mortal Kombat 11. We have 7 flags and 8 players. Yeah, like that's crazy. It is.
I think it's 30 nationalities, and people were bragging about the fact that it's actually more international than Evo. So this is actually
Evo is always a crazy one. Evo is always a wild one for me because it's very much like it's a huge tournament, and it is by far the biggest grassroots tournament in the world. But very much, I think like 95% of the attendees are American. Because it's Vegas, I think, is very easy. It seems to be very easy for a lot of America to get to. And it's a bit more, I know America is gigantic, so local isn't necessarily local. But I think in these kind of events, we have, it's much more concentrated where all the different countries are. It's the same kind of idea, but the countries are separate, whereas America is just one giant. Yeah,
it's kind of easy to get multicultural.
For sure.
Yeah. The gaming question maybe, huh?
Yeah,
think about it.
But actually you answered it already. Are there more games that, for you than Quake, what was it, Doom and Mortal Kombat?
So, I mean, I've worked with a bunch of games throughout my commentary career. I've been very fortunate that Mortal Kombat has kind of been able to be my, I don't even want to say main one anymore because there was a time where I was working with Quake Champions more than every other game, and it was the game I was playing the most. But ultimately, I've worked with games like Battleborn in the past. I did a one-off Clash Royale tournament in Finland, which was a bit of a wild ride. That's a long story, but yeah, I've worked with some mobile games like Guns of Boom and stuff like that. But fundamentally, right now, yeah, it is a mixture of primarily Quake and Mortal Kombat, and we'll see what happens when Doom Eternal being right around the corner. But yeah, it's a nice mix.
So how did that all start at casting?
Commentary was essentially, I started off as a competitive player, as I said earlier on, but basically it was just a matter of my brother Mustard and I, because we're twin brothers, we did this whole thing together, and on top of playing, I've always had a big passion for video creation. So we have a YouTube channel that I do a lot of like in-depth edited breakdown videos for like gameplay mechanics and characters and stuff like that in fighting games, live streaming and all that. I've always kind of liked being an on-screen entertainer as well as a player. And yeah, when Mortal Kombat X came out in 2015, right before it was released, I was contacted by Warner Brothers and Mustard as well. They needed 2 European commentators for the ESL Pro League. There was no European commentary, and they needed 2 to make the whole league happen. And they reached out to us because at the time we were very well established within the Mortal Kombat community. The community liked us a lot as players. And Jake and I have always had good chemistry anyway, because we're brothers. We kind of have like built-in synergy, you know. So yeah, it started in 2015 where we did it freelance, and we lived in Poland for that duration. And then 2016, for the 3rd season of the Pro League, we became full-time. And even though Mustard now is freelance and he's now a full-time streamer, I'm still rocking the...
Just a quick one. Do you know Stick Fight?
Pardon? Street Fight?
Stick Fight.
Stick Fight? I thought you said Street Fight.
No,
I'm not familiar.
No. We actually introduced this as a fighting game here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But there's no time to play
it with other people, but we are sort of in a hurry because we don't want to keep you from.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got through the losers finals basically. I just want to watch the grand finals with my other half.
Yeah, sure. One more thing, and then we'll have the shout outs, and then we'll go back to the games. Where are fighting games going to go in the next few years?
I feel like fighting games are going from strength to strength these days. I mean, we look at how many landmark franchises exist now. Like under one roof, you'll have a tournament that has Street Fighter, Tekken, and Mortal Kombat in it. And I mean, they are 3 of the absolute most recognizable fighting games ever created. Not even fighting games, but video games in general. Yeah, I feel like the events are getting bigger and better, absolutely. It feels like almost every major fighting game tournament out there has seen growth. The events get bigger, the attendees grow, the online presence grows with it thanks to things like YouTube and Twitch. Because I remember, in 2011 when live streaming was nowhere near as established as it was small local venues where most tournaments weren't even streamed. You were lucky if someone had a cheap video camera to record the TV with, and that was your source of capturing the gameplay. But now, because of just how many tutorials are out there that are community made and amazing content that people make that allows newcomers to be, I think, less intimidated by fighting games. Because there's always a stigma, isn't there, that it's 1v1, fighting games are too hard to learn, they're too complicated. And then once people kind of dive into the basics of fighting games, if they have people that can help them, whether that's online or offline, they kind of realize that it's not so bad. You come to an event like this where you have just knowledge on tap. You can ask the guy next to you anything you want about a game, and they'll probably tell you.
That's actually what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Because we're not fighting game experts.
Yeah, of course.
In a way, but that's what we're going to try to do today. If we're lucky, we get Storm, and we're going to try to find out what it's like. How is it the easiest way to learn Mortal Kombat or any?
I mean, if you want to learn Mortal Kombat, for example, the first thing to do is just jump in and start playing it. Play offline modes, the towers, any of the bonus stuff that exists in the game, and just get a feel for just playing it, right? And then the moment you want to take it to the next level, the in-game tutorial is really useful and actually helps you quite extensively. And then from that, I always suggest to seek out community content. That's not a self-plug, by the way. I'm saying there are plenty of people that make tutorials on YouTube. But I mean, there are loads of creators out there that have, like, from the absolute beginning, transitioning all the way into like a higher level. There's content on tap in 2019. So I mean, YouTube is a great way to start.
Yeah, perfect. So finally, shout outs to your loved ones.
I guess she's sitting outside, right?
Yeah, well.
Shout-outs to my girlfriend who is watching Tekken as we speak. But I mean, always like shout-outs to my my employer, ESL UK. They're the ones that have allowed me to be a full-time commentator since 2016, and it very much is a dream job for me. And I'm in a very fortunate position. I will not take it for granted. That's always the advice I give, right? Is enjoy every day. If you're doing something you love, then make sure you keep loving it. But I mean, yeah, ultimately, shout-outs to the European FGC, especially shout-outs to the Viennality crew, the Mortal Kombat scene here in the EU. It's been a wonderful thing for many, many years and continues to be wonderful still. MK11 is about to take place. It's going to be a ridiculous top 8. I'm really excited. Cannot wait to jump on the desk. And yeah, long live Mortal Kombat, my dudes.
Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter at PND Ketchup. You can find my brother and I's YouTube channel at PND KNM, and you can find us on Twitch at PND Ketchup as well. They are the best ways to find us.
One last thing, the shirt,
Did
right?
you sign our shirt already?
Oh, not yet.
Oh, okay, then
I'm happy to do whatever.
then what's your brother?
We are going to do some charity.
Oh, I see. Yeah, of course, no problem.
Yeah,
no
we're
problem.
going to sign a shirt and a poster, and I think he brings it here.
Yeah, I will bring it.
And
Sure.
it's for a good cause.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem.
Spannst du es wieder?
Ja,
Das
klar.
T-Shirt?
Yeah. So,
You okay?
awesome. And the poster.
And the poster.
Because some people don't want to wear large shirts. That's perfect.
Amazing. Thank you very
Wonderful.
much.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Do you mind if I jump back or?
Yeah, sure.
Right, thanks, guys. Sorry, I've got to be in such a rush. Any other time?
See you. He's gone.
Okay. Er war leider ein bisschen in der Eile, weil das Turnier gleich losgeht. Und er muss casten. Er castet das Finale, deswegen ist es so in der Eile, ja. Aber wir wollten noch die 10 Minuten nutzen, die er uns zugesagt hat, unbedingt um Content zu machen. Sorry, dass wir ganz kurz einen Ausfall hatten. Muss ich nachschauen, was es war. Wir haben es aber recht schnell wieder im Griff bekommen.
Okay.
Gehen wir wieder kurz in die Pause.
Genau.
Beziehungsweise könnten wir auch das Turnier posten.
Ja.
Oder? Wollen wir das
Ja,
machen?
unbedingt.
Ja?
Also jetzt gerade ist Tekken Finals.
Dann posten wir das, oder?
Ja, unbedingt. Und wir
Alles
schauen,
klar.
wen wir noch vor die Kamera zerren können. Ja. Genau.
Okay, das heißt, wir machen kurz Pause. Ich werde dann zwischendrin irgendwann das Turnier hosten, sobald es losgeht. Und ja,
Genau.
wir halten euch am Laufenden. See ya.
Gleich.